Hello everyone, my name is Cora. Welcome back to my channel Pampered Pages and welcome to my library book haul. In alphabetical order, first up is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've been wanting to read this book ever since finishing The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I've also heard that the audiobook for this one is pretty incredible, so I may just give myself an immersive reading experience when the time comes, which will be pretty soon. Up next is In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. Now, Rebecca Searle hasn't failed yet in making me teary-eyed, and the blurb for this one sounds potentially moisture-inducing. This story follows Danny, who, after nailing a job interview and accepting a marriage proposal from her boyfriend, goes to sleep on her projected 5-year plan. However, when she wakes up, she finds herself in a completely different apartment with a completely different man. The night is still the same, but the year is now 2025. 5 years into the future. Danny spends exactly 1 hour in the future before she wakes back up in her own apartment, back in 2020. Unable to shake the feeling that what she experienced was more than just a dream, she goes on with her life, but everything changes when 4.5 years later, she comes face to face with the man from her vision. Now, I have seen some mixed reviews for this one, and I had to pause my perusal when things were veering into spoiler territory, but I'm still looking forward to reading it and seeing how my emotions fare. So,
fingers crossed.
Third is a title I recently dove into and thoroughly enjoyed. If I were to curate a top 5 reads list of the year so far, this book would be on there. The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I would love and believe I will film a book trailer and spoiler-free review because this is a story I can hauntingly swoon over again and again. The Dead Romantics centers around Florence Day, a ghostwriter for a popular romance author who's left feeling betrayed and used after a bad breakup. Now, she's unable to finish her current manuscript, and love feels like something from a past life. This is a problem because her new editor, Ben,
who is quite handsome by the way,
is not going to grant her an extension. As Florence prepares to bury her career, she receives a phone call that changes everything. Her father has passed away. So, after a decade, Florence returns home to bury the one person she shares the most in common with, most notably the ability to see ghosts. Florence finds herself confronted with many memories. There's just something about her family's funeral home that feels like home. There's also a history there that's about to get even more spirited because guess who Florence finds standing at the front door? Her new editor, and he most definitely is not in the flesh. Ben was already haunting her with deadlines, but this is a plot twist she did not see coming. ... See what I mean?
You have bewitched me, body and soul.
Fourth, I have The Life Impossible by Matt Haig, and this is one of my #current reads. I'm still very much in the early chapters, but so far, so good. This story follows retired math teacher Grace Winters, who travels to Ibiza after inheriting a house from an old colleague that has passed away. Once there, she begins digging into this friend's life because the circumstances surrounding her death seem a bit odd. The Life Impossible is my first Matt Haig read, and I am looking forward to continuing along with this story and perhaps another. Fifth is the title I talked about in my last video. It is also a book I have already read, The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. Now, this is one of my favorite reads of the year so far, and initially I had checked it out as an audiobook over on Libby, but I enjoyed it so much that I ended up checking out the physical copy to peruse the text even further. I do have a book trailer and spoiler-free review on the way, so stay tuned as I believe this video will be posted first. A very brief blurb. This story follows 3 individuals in London, Nella and Eliza in 1791, and Caroline in present day. United by poison, betrayal, and camaraderie, their emotionally layered stories kept me captivated from start to finish. I do plan on securing my own copy, but in the meantime, I'll be enjoying this one from my library. My last physical book is another by Matt Haig, The Midnight Library. I was pretty far down the hold list for this one, so I was very excited when I received my email to come and pick this up. This story follows Nora, who on her last day on Earth finds herself transported to the Midnight Library, a place between life and death where every book holds an alternate version of your life, and she is able to traverse their pages. I've been seeing this cover for years, and I have heard mixed reviews, Mostly positive, I would say. However, I'm very eager to read the story behind it. Those are all of the physical books I have checked out at the moment, but I do have a couple other titles checked out over on Hoopla. The first is Adelaide by Genevieve Wheeler, and I've been listening to this title as an audiobook. It has been my current go-to companion during my evening walks. And the second is Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Wynn, which I've been reading as an ebook. I've been making slow but steady progress with this one. It is a shorter read, and I find myself dipping into it when I have some quiet moments during my day or just whenever I'm out and about. That is it. Those are all of the books and their formats I currently have checked out from my library, and you know what they say. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope each of you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you soonish. Bye!